When a person calls to inquire about your services, most of the time the question that's going to come out of their mouth is, how much? You do not want to answer that question, at least not right away. When you're just starting out, it can be a temptation to try to sell a person a session right away. So you're likely to take the bait and, try to answer that question of how much. But, most of the time that just won't get you clients. And it's a common mistake. After all, you just want to get some warm bodies into your hypnosis chair so you can use all your shiny new tools, right? But it's a mistake. And the reason it's a mistake is this. It's too soon to be answering the question of how much. How much is simply the wrong question. Asking how much or how many sessions is irrelevant until you have qualified that person as your client. And to do that, you need to know more about that person and why they're calling you. So you need to take charge of the conversation and guide the caller into having a conversation with you. You can't afford to work with just anyone, and not everyone who calls you is necessarily going to be the right client for you. So it's up to you to assess whether or not you're a good fit for one another, because if you're not a good fit, you're going to have problems in your session. If you don't get the right client for you, you'll end up in over your head and you'll struggle to get the results. I know this from personal experience, and that can cost you your most valuable asset in the session room, and that is your confidence. You need to feel confident in your sessions, and you need to feel confident in your ability to go out and meet people and promote yourself in your services. That's how you'll get more clients. So really get this. You can't be all things to all people, and you can't afford to work with just anyone. And the reason for qualifying your clients is so that you can be successful in your sessions. And that requires a relationship. Hypnotherapy requires a relationship. That's what you're qualifying a person for. It's a therapeutic relationship. So what needs to happen first is to have a conversation to determine whether or not you're the best fit for one another. It's kind of like dating. When a person's attracted to you, they naturally want to know more about you. And that's when they pick up the phone and they call you. And that's the fundamental basis for your client attraction system. The purpose of the initial call, however, is to have a conversation. And that's a bit like going out and having a cup of coffee with that person. You're just having a conversation so you can get to know each other a little bit better and find out whether or not you are actually a good fit. Now, if you're a good fit for one another, this could be the start of a beautiful relationship, and that's when you can schedule your first date together. That's the first session. The first session is ultimately where your first conversation with any potential client is leading into, but you won't know if you want to date a person until you've had that initial conversation. So when a person calls and asks, or if you're talking to them in person and they say how much or how many sessions, realize that it's just too soon to be discussing your fee with that person. So take charge of the conversation and guide that conversation so that you can qualify your client first. If you want to learn more about the healing process of regression to cause hypnosis, just click the link in the description area. There are lots of free and low-cost programs waiting for you, and they are specific to the work we do as regression to cause hypnosis practitioners. So click the link in the description area, and I'll see you again real soon.